So today we continue with Prash another conversation regarding some mysteries of the world. So hello, Prash.
Yes, yes, very good. Yes. Nice to see you, and nice to see you all. Like to talk to Poland again. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice to see you too as well.
Yeah.
And people send me, friends, a lot of questions to you. So maybe we can start about one of them. It's Switzerland, and the place called when there is the statue of Shiv, where they do experiments with energy. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, the sun is they're trying to actually do things externally, which have to be done internally. Okay. So, like when you're trying to do things which are to be done internally, you try to do them externally, you don't get much success.
Yeah.
Okay. And people are very worried about that sun can control weather, or sun can control this, or sun can control that. And I would like to say to those people that there is no such thing. Sun cannot control anything. Okay. They are just like kids trying to play with some toys. Okay. And it is slightly dangerous for them, but not very dangerous for the whole world or anything like that. They can't create a certain chain of reaction out there which will destroy the whole earth or any such thing.
Yeah, this is
so nothing like that is going to happen. It's a very small, low level play going on. Nothing very.
But this is accident that they put the statue of Shiva.
No, that's not an accident. No, because finally everything is Vedic. Okay. So like from the Vedic things they would get inspiration, and they'll get that thing. Okay, like the dance of Shiv. Like so they're trying to call dance of sub-nuclear particles as the dance of Shiv. Okay. But they are very far from understanding what those particles are doing or anything. Like, and a lot of that is just like I said, it's a play. It's not even they're not going to unearth anything out there. So yeah.
And also one of the question was because the Poland, you mentioned the nakshatra, that each country has own nakshatra.
Yes.
If Poland has Uttara Falguni nakshatra, what symbol is two lion under the trees.
Yeah.
What exactly can mean has influence to understand ability or character of country or people who live in this country under this nakshatra Uttara Falguni?
Okay, like if you look at the nakshatra Uttara Falguni, the main important thing about Uttara Falguni that is stable. It's one of the most stable nakshatras. Okay, stable means like it doesn't budge under pressure. Okay, it doesn't change its loyalties under pressure, and it stays stable. So those qualities will obviously affect the people who live in Poland as a whole, because the nakshatra is ruling. And there's a whole thing about honor. Okay, people will stick to their word. People will do what they have said, and all of that will be there in the people who are living in Poland. And Uttara Falguni is very since it's like a nakshatra which doesn't move much, so then people will stick to the old principles and stuff, despite pressures.
Yeah, because
that's why the whole Vedic thing is coming back in Poland more easier than other places, because that's the ancient thing. So they will stick by that more, like that thing, rather than new things which have happened in the last 1,000, 1,500 years.
In the last 100,000 of years, when Poland was conquered by Roman Empire, by the Vatican religion, German and Russian, but they always keep tradition, they keep history, and they want to discover.
Yeah, so that Uttara Falguni makes sure that happens. Okay, so Uttara Falguni nakshatra has that continuity from the, because it's like from the root, the continuity which is going on, it takes care of that. So that's why in Poland that is there, and that's why I think the Vedic thing will become big in Poland first in Europe, even more earlier than Germany. Germans have been trying to use the Vedic knowledge for a while. Okay, but I think the whole resurgence will happen in Poland much faster.
So what Uttara means in Vedic Uttara? Because there is a few.
Uttar means north.
Not?
North. Uttar means direction, north direction, north.
Aha, north.
Yeah, like Purv means east.
Aha.
Like Purv. Okay. And Uttar and Purv mean two things. Uttar means after. And Purv means before. Uttara Faguni is after Purva Faguni.
Yes.
Okay, like Uttara Bhadrapad is after Purva Bhadrapad. Uttara Shada is after Purva Shada. Purva means before. Uttara means after. Okay.
So Uttara Falguni, this lion as a symbol, because we know that the lion is connected with genetics, with history, with roots of families. Yeah. So this is also connected.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because if you look at Uttara Faguni, it starts in Leo. So the first 3 degrees and stuff are in Leo.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lion is connected to that. And then it moves into Virgo, which is the sign of the Virgin.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you combine the lion and the Virgin, okay, what do you get? Okay, you're getting the
female lion.
No, you're getting the Sphinx.
Sphinx.
Okay, what is Sphinx? You know, there's a like a female face, like a face, human face, and the lion's body.
Yeah.
So even that Sphinx is a Uttara Faguni symbol. In Egypt, like the Sphinx. Okay. So people don't understand that, but it is Uttara Faguni only. Okay. And all the goddesses, if you noticed in the like Sumerian and in the Vedic traditions, which is all Vedic only, like Durga or other goddesses, they were always riding a lion. They were shown riding a lion. Their picture is that they're sitting on top of a lion. Okay. So, and they're virgin goddesses. So like Virgin riding the lion, okay, which is Leo, the Virgo on top of the.
So we have a male energy and female energy, because the lion is a male, very strong male energy, and we have very strong female energy of Virgo.
Virgo, okay, and all the goddesses like Durga and Semiramis and all, they were all riding lions. Okay, shown riding lions. Okay, so which is the Vedic depiction, which relates to this nakshatra only. Okay, because there's no other nakshatra which combines Leo and Virgo, right? There's no other nakshatra like Purva Faguni is in Leo only.
Yeah.
Okay, and Hasta is in Virgo only. Yeah. But Uttara Faguni connects Leo with Virgo.
So the So
it
creates the abilities of two. So which is common in nakshatras, that the people are hard workers, and also they have many abilities. Because normally Polish people are known that they have many in hands. They have skills in hands, and they have also big hearts. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But that whole symbolism of the goddess riding the lion symbolism, it's a Uttara Faguni symbolism only. Okay. And that can be found in many parts of the world. But in Vedic thing, goddesses many like Durga, and that thing is very clear. Like so if Polish people research into that, they'll find that out. So
so instead of Uttara Falguni is connected by this access. Beside Uttara Falguni nakshatra, is it any other connected to Uttara Falguni? What we can search to search the future ability, character typical for Poland?
Yeah, I mean, the looking into the goddess things will be the next step to understand the energy of this nakshatra and workings. That symbolism and the Sphinx, which is Sphinx and that thing, because the Sphinx is kept right next to the pyramids. Okay, so it becomes an important part, and the pyramids were connected to Orion, To
Orion,
Yeah, so it connects that energy to the Ardra Betelgeuse energy. Ardra.
Ardra. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
I can say bloody hell. Ardra is always connected to wars and destruction. That's why, if this is what you said, it could be explanation why.
I mean, Ardra is more electrical and electronics as well, actually.
Yes, but they are very deep. They have a very spiritual. This nakshatra is very spiritual, but also it search they destroy and they start something new. Yeah.
Yeah, but the point is, it's actually like electrical nakshatra. So all the electrical discoveries, or like the AC motors, all of these things, and all of whatever. Like right now, we are dealing with electricity and everything. Like me and you are talking net electricity. Electricity is required for everything, right? Adra is involved. Okay, okay. Like like any electrical energy transfer. Lightning is Adra. Okay, okay. Lightning is.
But Adra is also called beast. The beast.
Yeah, and Punarvasu comes after that. Okay, Punarvasu is part of Orion too. Like after that, like which is like so Mrikshira, then Ardra, and then Punarvasu. These three. Okay, Mrikshira is for Bellatrix, and Ardra Betelgeuse, and then Punarvasu Castor and Pollux. Okay, so those three, those three energies are that thing. Yeah, so Punarvasu means good again. Like Adra is like the storm. Storm is done, then
storm and rain, yeah.
It's finished, and then you get the calm after the storm. That's Punarvasu. Okay. Yeah.
So do you think if Poland has a symbol of Uttara Falguni, is gonna be forever or it is changed?
No, I mean right now it is the energy. Okay. So Uttara Falguni is like a foreverness, anyways. Like Vedic thing is forever. Like Vedic thing never changes. Like it was there millions of years ago, same. It'll be millions ago later also. It'll be same.
So based on a prediction in Vedic astrology, can we expect some changes if Poland has a symbol of Uttara Falguni? Can we expect?
The change will be Vedic only. Like it'll be the first country I told you to get back to the Vedic thing. Okay. In Europe, I foresee it being one of the first countries in Europe to get back to Vedic thing, and the rest of the Europe might follow. Okay, but it will be the first to do it. Okay, so that is the benefit of having that energy and keeping that to that roots. So like Polish people will have more interest in Vedic learning and Vedic knowledge and getting back to Vedic roots than other people.
Because the characteristic for Polish people, they're hard worker. They have many jobs, many professions. They don't stick only for one profession, because when they grow up, the parents they always teach different professions was typical. They have a big hearts also. They always been attacked. They never start the war first. They never.
I mean that all those tenacity, perseverance, all those qualities will come to the fore. But the main thing is that it'll be the first thing to get back to Vedic roots, because that's the most important thing right now in this world. If anything gets back to the Vedic roots, that's the biggest sort of rebellion, is the biggest sort of change, is the biggest sort of revolution in the world.
You mean the Uttara Falguni is
like the Polish people, if they do that, that will be the biggest thing. If they do that. If they get back to the Vedic roots.
The genes of rebel and revolution, they always had inside.
Yes.
But it seems like a lion's sleeping during the day, and he have half eyes open.
Because Uttara Falguni has a very clear sense of right and wrong. Okay, like this is right and this is not right. Okay. So so then it is like this is right and this is not right. Okay, so it's a clear. It's not like it's not ambiguous. It's not like this is okay and that is okay too. Okay.
So you have a moon in Uttara Falguni, yeah?
Yes.
I have an ascendant Uttara Falguni. Can you see what is the differences? Because your mind, you think like Uttara Falguni, and my ascendant is more for what? Look?
No, it's fixity. Ascendant means your ascendant always means like your personality.
Personality.
Okay. So like you stay fixed as well, like you are sitting at one place, but you are dealing with all the people from around the world, but you're still staying at one place. So physically you're staying more rather than traveling more.
Yes.
Okay. So Uttara Falguni makes you fixed at one place more. Okay, not that much movement it likes to give. Okay. Yeah.
So Kritika, is it connected to Uttara Falguni somehow? Because your sun
all sun nakshatras are connected. Like Kritika,
right.
Uttara Falguni, Uttarashara. Okay.
So that's why I see the connection now, because your sun in Kritika, I've got the moon in Kritika, which is the sun actually, and fire.
Yes,
sun.
yes, yes, yes.
So Uttara Falguni is also sun. So it's incredible because I really see the connection between these nakshatras, and it's incredible that when I'm checking the dates of people, if I see Uttara Falguni is always close to other sun nakshatras.
So today we are talking on 14 Jan. Today is Makar Sankranti, where sun actually goes into Capricorn. Okay, and sun is in Uttarashada right now.
Uttarashada.
So this is a festival, Vedic festival, 14 Jan.
I've got sun in Uttarashada.
Yeah. So this is a Vedic festival today, 14 Jan. It's called Makar Sankranti, which basically celebrates sun being in Uttarashada. Okay. So it is a Vedic thing today. Yeah. Yeah. And there was some other question you were asking me about, something like before, like you mentioned. I don't know. There was something else you would.
The trees?
Yeah, trees. Yes, trees. Yes.
Yeah, the people ask because we see in the world now is a lot of pictures, a lot of proofs of discoveries of scientists, even when they check the root of these trees. We're talking about the mountains. It looks like a cutted tree. It's everywhere in every continent.
Like there's so many flat things where they look like tree stems.
Yes,
stems, and they were trees before, big giant trees. Okay, but before, at some point, there were giant humans as well living, 100 feet tall, 200 feet, 300 feet, 900 feet tall. Okay, so for them, those trees will mean something. Okay, those are trees for those people. They're not trees for us. Okay, like for us, the trees which are there right now, the size of trees, that is good enough for our size, which is 5, 6 foot, 7 foot maximum. Okay, so like those people were very, very tall people, and their trees were huge. Because for us, if these big trees were there right now, I think we won't even see the sky. You know, their branches will cover the sky. Like we won't be able to even see the stars. Okay, so that will be no good for us. Okay, Earth has had different civilizations, different things. It has had big trees, giant people, and all kinds of things.
So this is connected to in Vedic. There is some eras, like Golden Age.
Even not just Golden Age. These are eras before eras. Like like when these giants are there, it doesn't mean it is a golden age. They can be going through any ages, but there are eras where giants roamed the earth. Okay, so it was important. Like now, people are saying like there's no forest right now. Okay, like these things are not forests. These are forests too. What I've called forests right now, they're also forests. They're forests for us. They're good enough for us. We don't need these big trees. I mean, what are we going to do with these big trees? Even if they were there right now, what will we do with them? We can do nothing with them.
This is only something undiscovered. Why this mountains looks like a trees? Even if they check the roots of the root, I mean, what is under this mountain? It's look like that used to be root tree, and then after a few million of years, they just they be like a stone. But then the people just.
But the point is, like, people forget that trees also die. Like right now, also, like a tree, like it lives for 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, or 1,000 years. After that, it will die too. Okay, then if it dies, then people will cut it or something like that. So the trees might have been there for thousands of years, and they might have died, and they got cut after that.
Do you think? Do you think the next question about? Are you familiar, Prasha, about chemtrails?
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails,
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean,
why are they doing this? Why they doing this?
I mean, the thing is, there are a lot of experiments going on. Okay, like they were trying to control weather. Like they were trying to form clouds. Okay, like with silver nitrate crystals and things like that. They were trying to do cloud formation. They were trying to manipulate nature. Okay, so a lot of experimentation was done. Okay, in the skies. Okay, so they've been trying to do a lot of things, but nothing which like normal people need to be worried about. People have so much fear about that. Like, oh, they have these particular chemicals and that thing, and they're spraying that to control our brain or like that thing. They cannot control anything of yours through any external substance. Okay, people should try to understand that. Okay, your everything is under your control. Finally, like even if something affects your body negatively and stuff, That does not matter as long as you use the body in the right way. It's
So are they trying to influence our body?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it happens even like they don't try, they're just trying their own experiments. Okay, and they don't care if that has any bad results on human population. Okay, like it's like you do your own experiment and you don't care what the results are for other people.
Yes, yeah. The vaccination, I see the connection between they try to force toxic vaccination with aluminium, with very with the poison,
aluminum, barium, and all of these kind of materials.
So this is do you think connected with chemtrails and
I mean, in chemtrails, their intention was not to directly influence the people, but if anything happens, like right now, they also serve us, like when people travel in aeroplanes, they have a spray. They have a spray which they put on the whole flight, and they say it has been approved by WHO. That spray, but that spray is much worse for people than a chemtrail. But that is happening in all airlines. People travel around the world in the airlines and they do this spray. They call it that thing, but that has more problem.
Do you think it's gonna be finished? This experiments, what they're doing, or
I mean, it has reduced. I think over the years, chemtrails have reduced now. People think they are increasing, but I think they are, because nothing happened. They couldn't control the weather because they thought like they can make rain clouds happen where there's no rain clouds. Okay. There's no rain clouds happening somewhere. There's no rain happening. So they can artificially create rain clouds and make rain happen through technology.
Yeah, through technology.
Yeah, but it has not been successful. Most of their people think HARP is controlling the weather. There's a lot of people think HARP controls weather, but HARP is not controlling weather or anything like that. Okay, like weather is out of their control. Okay.
So can we categorize this kind of people who rules, who trying to rule the world, like Illuminati or Masons, or they play like a children? Do you think, or do they know what they're doing?
No, they don't know what they're doing. Okay, I mean, like it's like that. I mean, it's the same thing. Like it's just like if somebody has money right now, okay, if you get $1 billion right now, or 10 billion or $100 billion, okay, then you can make any experiments happen. You can do whatever with those resources. Okay, but that will not change the level you are at internally, or on a spiritual development level, or on your mental level, or your consciousness level. That doesn't change that. It's just that you have resources now and you can do something with them, or whatever, you can make things happen. Okay, but it's like it's not like anything which is like you might say, like I want to do research on how to preserve the body, which is like cryogenics. Okay, so like you want to preserve your body for hundreds of thousands of years. So like then you want to do that, or you want to do some genetic research so that diseases can be that thing, so you don't die, so you can increase your lifespan. All this is at experimental stage. Okay, so they are trying to do experiments on all of these levels to get those things. Okay,
and I would like to ask you about TVs. Do you think how big influence TVs has for people? Is it a kind of hypnotizing people, or is it what do you recommend? Because I see connection that the people who are watching a lot of TV, they have different behavior. They can't understand a lot of things. Because
the thing is, I mean, like TV was the opium of the masses. They called opium of. Okay, okay. Now, what that means is like in television is not the problem. Television is just a technology. Point is what is shown on television. So whatever they show on television is a program. They call it a program. Okay, TV program. Now, program is to program your mind. Okay. But the thing is that people who watch that thing, they get mind programmed by those kind of programming. So that programming is telling you to be a certain way, or putting certain things into your mind.
To think certain way.
But human being is not just mind. Okay. Human being has consciousness, and then there is intellect below that. Consciousness, then intellect, then mind, then body. Okay. But your intellect does not get programmed. Your consciousness does not get programmed. It can only program the mind. So, but there is a way to actually undo all your mind programming by not making your body act by the mind. Okay, in people, body and mind are connected like this. Okay, so whatever the mind says, the body does. Okay, so people have to disconnect the body and mind like this. Okay, so whatever the mind says, the body doesn't have to do. Okay, So mind will say, put on the TV, watch the TV, whatever. Okay, the body should not do it, because finally you have to press the remote, you have to turn it on. Okay, the body has to do it. So the body has to stop doing it, what the mind is saying. Okay. So then,
because you mentioned before that we can't control mind.
Mind. So mind you can't control, but the body you can. Okay. So once you control your own body, then whatever their effect they're putting on the mind will be of no use. Okay, so, all of their effort will be of no use. Okay.
So because what do you suggest? If the people want to stop watch TV, they just stop watch TV.
Yeah, but physically, you physically don't do the action, because your body is under your control. Okay, don't let your mind control your body. Okay, like a child. I mean, if you give this much candy in front of child, like a whole packet of candy, okay, then child will eat one candy, okay, and the mind will tell, okay, eat another one, eat another one, eat another one. Yeah. And the child will keep on eating until it gets sick. Okay. Okay, so point is, one can't go by mind. Okay, one has to disconnect from the mind anyways. Okay, so that is the whole Vedic thing, was always control, body control.
The body control.
Vedic thing always taught body control, not mind control.
So do you think, because with the, I saw the personally, I saw also a video about some monks in Tibet who could levitate. Do you think, is it true or not true?
No, like levitation has got nothing to do with body control. Okay, that has to do with dealing with other entities like jinns, like the entities which we can't see. Those beings make beings levitate. Okay. Okay. So whenever you see those kind of things, those are real, but they're not caused by any kind of body discipline. They're caused by deals with other entities. Okay.
So this is written in Vedas.
Yeah. Whenever in the way, I mean, all these entities are mentioned. Yeah, and they have various names. And if you go through Vedic texts, their names are yakshas, pishachas. Like there are so many names for, and there are different categories of them. These beings. So all these categories you can find.
So yeah, who is using mostly the genes? Who is? Do you know? Is it?
I mean, people like Dynamo and stuff. They use openly. So the same people are in. Whether you see them in Tibet, they're going to use street magicians, big magicians. All these people are using. They're contacting these entities and they're using them. I mean, right now there is in this world, people can see Dynamo's tricks and stuff, and people can tell like this is not human, cannot do it. Okay. I mean, it's nothing to do with human. Like, I mean, if you put your hand right through the laptop right now, that is nothing human about it. Okay.
This is kind of illusion they're using as well. Illusion, but we can see, like psychokinetic time, psychokinetic touch. This is also in mentalism is written how they do a lot of tricks.
Yeah, but it's not illusion. Like when it comes to like something can be filmed, you can create illusion only for people which are around you, one or two people. You can't create illusion for the audience which is seeing something on camera. Okay. So it's not mentalism. That's how they like to cloak it, because they don't want to show that they're using jinns. Okay. So they can say it's illusion and stuff like that. It's not illusion. There is no illusion. Okay. It's real. It's very real. Okay. Yeah. I mean, right now, if somebody comes and puts a hand through your mic, okay, it'll not be illusion. Okay. It'll happen right in front of you and it'll happen. Okay. There's no illusion in it. Okay. It's real. Okay.
Before I forgot, there was a lot of question how to live based on Vedic knowledge because we live in different part of the world. Maybe some people have access to nature because they live in forest or close to the forest jungle. But you mentioned before that we live on Earth, so we can touch Earth anywhere. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, if you are living in a city as well, you still have ground. You can go to the ground. You can test the ground. You still have the sky. You can look at the sky. You can look at the sunset. You can start looking at things. You can start paying more attention to the sky. You can start paying more attention to the earth, no matter where you live, whether you live in a big city, whether you live in a small city, whether you live in a town, whether you live in a village. Okay. You can always pay more attention.
Yes.
Okay. And slowly you develop more connection. And then after that, you can move out to suburbs or other places where you can have more connection. So it has to start somewhere. Okay. Like no matter where you live, you can start by doing something to connect, because sky is everywhere and ground is everywhere. Nobody's living in half floating city right now. Okay. Okay. Like, I mean, so like, it's not like we are living on spaceship right now. Like, okay. So like, even on New York or anywhere, people can still touch the ground. There are still parks. There are still that thing. There's still sky. Okay. So the connecting is possible anywhere, as far as I'm concerned, you know, but like, as you get more and more into it, then you will like to move away from that, but that takes time, you know. So one can start from any position. One should always start from whatever situation one is in.
I would like to ask you about the underground tunnels, which is discovered in every continent. These tunnels today is quite difficult to get access underground, but in everywhere. I spoke with Klaus Donna.
Yeah, because there are subterranean people.
Yeah.
Subterranean. It's called subterranean. So subterranean, below the surface of Earth, there are different kind of people who live below. Okay, so they'll have their own system. They'll have their own built housing. They'll have their own tunnel system to go from one place to other. Okay, so that loka is called in Vedic, like, you know, that is the lower lok, like, you know, just below that thing. Okay.
But you call them Nagas?
Yeah, Nagas, you live there, like. Yeah.
Because so this is very old tunnels in Australia, North America, Europe. Actually, is a lot of people will discover, but somebody don't discover these tunnels.
Yeah, and obviously, because the people who are there in that thing, they don't want people to know anything. They don't want people to know that there is anything above us. They don't want to know anything below us. Okay, because that whole system they made of the earth rotating around the sun and all of that, that was made so that people don't understand there is up or there is down. Okay, so that sense of up and down is not there. So like, they don't want people to know there's things below us and stuff like that, the entities, like, so because they want to keep human beings in the dark, you know.
Like you said in previous interview, that the Illuminati, everything what they do, they hijack some symbols, so to put the people on the way, or just this actually disconnecting with the knowledge. No,
I mean, it's like, otherwise you feel alone. They think that you are alone in this big universe. Okay, like, there's this big universe and you are just alone out here. Okay, so that creates a disconnect. But the Vedic thing is not like that. The Vedic knowledge tells there are a lot of other entities. There are a lot of other beings. Okay, whether it's below, even on Earth, like jinn and stuff live on Earth. Okay, just we can't see them.
Cool.
Because our frequency range in the eyes is only from violet to red. Okay, we have a very like our eyes only see in a particular frequency band.
Sure.
Our eyes don't see radio waves. Eyes don't see signals. Eyes don't see microwave. I don't see so many signals. Like, okay, but that doesn't mean those things don't exist. Okay.
So the species underground, this species underground, is it humans or is it higher civilization than we have on Earth? Do you think?
I mean, there's no question of higher or lower. Okay, in this way, I mean, they might be more advanced in technology. Okay, but that doesn't make them higher. What makes you higher actually is whether you have the ability to go to higher realms. Okay, so these beings who are living under, they might not have the access to the higher realms. Okay, so that is what makes you higher. Okay, that's not heaven. Okay, it's not swarg. It's in Sanskrit it's called swarg. Like heaven is called swarg. Okay, it's not swarg. Okay, it's called patal lok. Okay.
So do you think this is because if we are in the first class, we don't have the knowledge to access the underground civilization because of the rules?
No, I mean, we don't need to. The reality is we don't need to, actually. When we have got a human birth, all you have to do is control your own body. Okay. And show that you can control your body. That's all. So you don't need to get in touch with this or that. If they want to get in touch with you, still, that's not your thing. You can live a life in a way where you prepare yourself for going into higher realms. Human birth is an opportunity to prepare yourself to go into higher realms, actually.
I agree with you, but I would like to ask you, what is why when we born, everybody they don't remember anything from previous lives, or why is that? Is it the kind of game level that we just go through on the highest level of the game?
I mean,
and the highest it said don't
like,
remember?
what happens is actually, like, even in this lifetime, you know, whatever memories people get, okay, whatever experiences they get, okay, that complicates things for them. Okay, if people remember one lifetime, even this lifetime, okay, 30 years, 40 years, whatever they're living right now, they remember that, okay, that creates all kinds of problem for them. If they remember their past life and another past life, their head will be so complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, they'll always be like, oh, I did this here, I did that there, I can't do this here now, I can't do that there, or this person I had to take revenge from, this person did this to me in that life, now you're trying to find that person this life. Okay, so it will create more complications.
So it would be like that in previous life you knew something, and in this life you would say, okay, I'm bored because I know this. I don't want to touch it anymore.
Or whatever. And no, like if you had a dealing with a person, some person did something wrong to you past life. Okay, now you will come into this lifetime having that grudge against that person. Now you'll try to just find that person. Okay, and you know, like so what was going to happen is, like, all this drama is going to happen. Nothing good is going to come out from, like, remembering all these 100 lives. Okay,
you just born and then your first plan is to kill someone as a revenge because you remember.
yes. Okay, so it is not good for people to have that whole memory. And like, that's why I'm against past life regression. You know, people who try to do past life regression and things like that, I'm against that, because like, if you have enough problem in the right now, in psychologically, even just by what you are experiencing right now, then why do you want to increase that problem? Okay, like, okay,
but the previous life, regarding the Vedic astrology, Ketu and Rahu, would you connect this previous to Ketu? Or
Ketu,
yeah. So how important is Ketu in our life today? Because I know it's a difference between Ketu and Rahu, and on the other way there is no really difference, because
Ketu gives you intuition, like
intuition.
Like, suddenly you get intuition about something, you get that intuition, that sense, deja vu, like.
Deja vu. But this is knowledge from previous life.
That is the thing which is there, but it is not conscious. So thankfully it's not in your consciousness. Okay, it's not in your conscious brain. Okay, it is more in your subconscious. Okay, so it will just give an intuition rather than giving you a clear picture. Okay, so just an intuition this is the kind of things which Ketu deals with. That's why. Okay, and that is good enough. One doesn't need to go more deep into that. Because point is to cut the things which are there right now.
But how you would set Ketu in nakshatras like Maga, for example? Like Donald Trump has a Maga nakshatra and is ruled by Ketu. I see that many people Maga, they are famous, they have a lot of money, they're rich, it's easier for them.
Maga rules the throne. Okay, like royalty, the throne, and things like that. Okay, so obviously there's a tendency to go towards those things. Not everybody can achieve it. Okay, some of them will achieve it, some of them will not, but there's a tendency to go for it.
So Donald Trump, his behavior is different than other US president. Can you see that he just tried to do a lot of things revolutionary? I don't know his intention, but his hair is color of the lion hair, and he's MAGA, because I checked his
but the thing is, I mean, it's nothing very revolutionary. I mean, like, see, making small system changes here and there or anything is nothing. Like, it's like bandaging a dead person. Okay, if you if somebody's a patient and they're dying and you put bandage here or bandage there, it doesn't make any difference where you put the bandage. Okay, band-aid, so he's not doing anything revolutionary in that way. And because, I mean, he's not like saying let's go back to Vedic paradigm or he's not saying anything like that. It's just like making changes in the system which don't, or like saying any kind of factual things about the system and what is it happening. But those things don't matter. They're like little band-aid. The whole system is like a sick, dying person. It has to die. Okay, and there is nothing anybody can do to revive it or anything, and And like, because none of these people who are in any positions of any of these things, they will never talk any real truth or any real thing, or, you know.
So,
it's not like Donald Trump comes and says Earth is flat. Okay. He's not come and said that, right? Okay.
Who said this?
Trump.
Trump. Yeah. He said this. Yeah.
Yeah. He has not said it.
No. He said in the interview that he saw he traveled a lot on the plane, and he saw that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, but he's not said Earth is flat. He's just saying that horizon looks flat.
Horizon looks flat.
Horizon looks flat. So he's still hinting at. He's not saying that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, first thing, like, that global warming is a lie. Okay. That was a lie like 10 years ago. People have been saying for 10 years, 20 years, it's a lie. Okay.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now, when they have the coldest winter in North America right now. So he'll just say, it is coldest winter right now. Okay, look, there's no global warming. Okay.
So the scientists, they stopped talking for a few months or a few years about the global warming because it's getting colder.
Yeah. But these are things not revolutionary. Revolutionary has to be like for human beings change their way of living completely on Earth. How each human being takes control of their own body and their mind and spirit and their own actions. Okay, that is revolutionary. Okay, these people are not trying to do any of that. Okay, so I mean, obviously, right now our time has come where a lot of lies and nonsense cannot be tolerated. Okay, because people are coming to know. Over the internet, people are coming to know so many things. So a lot of lies will not work anymore. Okay, so they have to change their tune.
So if the Earth is rising the vibration, so this has to be connected for our body. And our genes,
it has to be like, and the change has to be like, the real revolution has to happen when each being, each person here takes care of their own body and their own thing, like, you know, like properly in a Vedic way, like how in the Vedic time people used to. That was common. That was normal in Vedic time for everybody to take control of their body. Okay, right now, for nobody needs to take control. In the school, they don't teach you how to control that. Okay, nobody does that. And that's why I say, like, the studying also, like, people try to study Vedic things or Veds or anything. It's not useful until you do that first. Okay, because even if you read Vedic texts, you will be confused. You'll be like, what is this? What is that? You'll not be able to understand so many things. Okay.
You said very important thing about basic, about the Vedic knowledge and basics thing. Because I see how the human brain works, and I learned about this many years, about the psychology and mentalism, and I see that children at school, they're getting so many information, and for example, teacher or government think, okay, if we give to children so many information, he will be so clever, but the human brain, it works different way. It's not accepting so many bullshit or thing which is not connected with survive. It's nothing important to the children, because you can't interest the children about things which is, you know, like abstraction, like which is not connect together.
And a lot of it is lies.
Yes,
you know, like magma, core, mantle, all these terms which are given to them, and all these things, and a lot of things like geography, geology, all these things, different subjects, and history is also lies. Like everything which they're given, like, is useless information. Okay, so, and which is of no use to them, no use to their own body. They're not taught how to use their own body. Okay, like, I mean, number one, if somebody is born with a body and they're 3-4 years old, okay, then you'll try to teach them how to use this body. Okay, because the body does not come with a manual. Okay, like, so my point is, in the Vedic thing, there was a thing like how to use the body. Okay, that was the main thing. Okay, so that is the thing which a person should be taught from 4 years onwards. Number one, because that is which is important to them. If you just fill their head with information, and that too false information, then what can they do with that? I mean, what use is that false information? You know, like right now, that's why people in the net also, like, so much information about sun, harp, and false information, and people get so worried. Oh, harp is going to do that, sun is going to do this, like chemtrails, we are being attacked by this or that. Like, people get so afraid.
I see this that this is really silly. Everywhere it's a fear. It's a fear. And every 2 years it has to be Third World War. It has to be end of the war. And I see this over 20 years, nothing happens.
I mean, obviously Cold War was there. You know, before Cold War, a nuclear bomb is going to happen every day. Russia and America, like, I mean, it was I mean, the reality is there are no nuclear weapons. Like there is no such thing right now. So there's always fear created about everything, which things which are not there even. Okay. So all this false information just creates fear. It doesn't create any kind of positive taking over of your own self or taking control of what you can control. Okay. So
and I see also education. The teachers in the past, it was the people who they was very important. They earn quite a lot of money. But today, a teacher, all the governments, they pay less money to the teacher. He has to very often has to have 2 jobs to survive.
Yeah.
And they force him to teach at school things, even if he's not agree with something.
Yes, obviously. I mean, you have to go by whatever they're telling you to do. You are their servant. We pay you money and you say what we want you to say. Simple. Okay. It's like that. Okay. And right now people who are even going against things, like even like a lot of people who say they're like so-called Illuminati, which I call desperati. Like, okay, they're using this symbol, that using that symbol. Okay. So now they made all symbols into bad symbols. Okay. That's evil. That's satanic. Okay, so if they use a pentagram, that's satanic. If they use a hexagram, that's satanic. If they use a square, that's satanic. If they use a circle, it's satanic. If they use a triangle, then it's satanic. Everything is satanic.
Yes.
I mean, if all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all are satanic, then what is remaining? I mean, people have gone crazy. Like, even in trying to show the Illuminati, like there's a lot of people who go into symbols. Like there are a lot of researchers who go into how Illuminati uses symbols and all of that. But they create fear about that. Okay, this is a negative symbol, or they're using that.
That's really, really true, because even if I want to explain to other people a third eye, third eye symbol in here, it was very common that they told me, why are you using Illuminati symbol eye in the triangle? This is the purpose why you said this about this, to don't touch like swastika. It was the sun symbol in many cultures, not only in Hinduism. Today, you put swastika on internet, on YouTube, they block you. Facebook will block you. YouTube will block you.
Because you're new Nazi or something. You're new Nazi or something like that.
Yes.
But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is they are trying to take every symbol and turn it into negative. Okay, and these researchers are helping them. These researchers are actually helping them. They think they're doing good for the people, but they're not doing good for the people. They're actually making it into negative thing.
It was in Poland very common. It was lastly 1 year ago. One judge, he has a high consciousness probably, and it was the case about that somebody used swastika, and he said that this is not a Nazi only symbol, but this is only symbol of the sun, ancient symbol of the happiness, luck. So this judge, he lost the job. He lost.
I mean that's the level things are at, because they want everything to be turned negative. Like right now, if you say the word Isis, okay, Isis was Egyptian goddess. It's a goddess of fertility. Okay, Isis means like regeneration. Now people say Isis, that means some terrorist group or something negative.
I see. There is no that this is the reason why they're using this ISIS name.
Name. Okay, and the same thing. But I think these researchers, all of them, like a lot of them are coming from Christian point of view, or a lot of them are not coming from that thing even. But these researchers are doing a bad thing by creating negativity about all these symbols. Like so much negativity is being created. Like, and those symbols are ancient symbols. They are Vedic symbols. Okay, so one should not create and they want people to get away from them. They want people to not connect.
Don't touch it.
Not connect with it. Not connect with these symbols. Not connect with the self, because that's what going to keep them weak. Okay, so that's why they want to rule over them. So that's why they want everything to be seen in a negative light. And these researchers and stuff, I don't want to take names, but there are so many of them. Them, and everybody, like they are all creating their negativity about all these, and they call them satanic, and like Illuminati uses them. Then it must be bad. Okay. Must be a bad thing. Okay, I mean, it's not like that. Those symbols are ancient symbols, and there's nothing negative about them.
Oh yes, definitely. Even we have to know that everything what we learn today at school, that something comes from Egypt, it doesn't exactly mean that this is Egyptian. The knowledge was traveling around the world, sometimes like a cycle from Europe maybe to India, from India to Egypt, from Egypt to Europe. So it's difficult to say. I call this psychokinetic time because we don't know exactly When was it?
But the point is not to have, but the point is the Vedic thing is there, okay?
Yeah.
Which was there all over. So like it doesn't matter where it on the earth it was, okay?
Yes.
Or where it was moved. But as long as the knowledge is there and actually you can use it practically, then it makes sense. Okay, it has to be used practically.
And
okay,
see,
with your own body, with your own being, it has to be used. Yeah, it's nothing to do with like where it's from here or there, or it doesn't matter. Okay.
And this is important, what you said, because many people think that if they will read the book, because you wrote the book about nakshatras after you had the experience, you testing every day, you check every day what nakshatra is. So this is important because you wrote your experience and you are sure about this. So the same me, like I try to find out what is the difference between Western astrology and Vedic astrology, and I see connection, because if Western astrology somebody is 27 November is Sagittarius, in Vedic it's Anuradha or Scorpio. It's part of Scorpio, which is not typical Scorpio like general Scorpio, but this is exactly like Jeshta or Anuradha. And I see ability of this person that she can't be Sagittarius because has this. So this is what makes me sure.
Obviously the traits, because Sagittarius is very different from Anuradha. Okay, the traits of Sagittarius are very different from traits of Anuradha. Okay, like they're very, like you can very easily tell the difference. Like between Aries and Pisces and all of those traits can be easily told. Like people who are born after 14th April, like Hitler and stuff, in 20th April, like that kind of people are they, and from people who are in Pisces before that, which are in Aries in the Western, like from March 21st to April 20th, they're all Aries people. Okay, but if you take a person from late March, and they will not have any Aryan trait at all, like they doesn't.
I see. I know Aries is very characteristic sign. They always want to fight rivalization. And there's a lot of connected with heads, because a lot of accident with head.
All of those things. But right now,
eyebrows, they have a bushy eyebrows very often, and a longer head. But we can see this. But in Vedic, sometimes you're moving from like somebody's first day of Aries in Western astrology, but in Vedic it's Pisces.
And obviously then Piscean traits are not can be seen, like all of that thing. I mean, and all of these things are very easy to see. People should see them. That's why, like, it has to be practical, it has to be scientific, it has to be practical, it has to be operational, it has to be actually working. Okay, so like that's why I say Vedic things are a working thing. Okay, and that's why most attempt has been made on this earth, so nobody can get to Vedic. Okay, that's why there's no Vedic wave around the earth. Okay, whatever Desperati have done, they have made sure that there is no Vedic wave going around the earth. Okay, because that means there must be something there which they don't want people to know, or something there which will be good for people, or something which they can give them power. I mean, it is automatically clear, like
even in the Second World War, the Nazi Third Reich, Hitler sent a lot of people to Tibet, to India, to Egypt, search about artifacts, about some very high technology. And mostly it's used by them in a negative way.
It's so negative. I mean, and that too, normal people should not come to know about the technology. Okay, because I mean, the Vedic thing is not like that. I mean, the point is, if its technology is good, I mean, and they don't use clean technologies. In Vedic time, they used to use clean technologies, which did not affect nature in a negative way. Okay, right now all technology are like they affect the nature in a negative way. Okay, so I mean, all those things can be there, like that is but that is not important as far as the chart is concerned. When you take birth time, like exact birth time for anybody is when they take their first breath. Usually they cry, so the nurse and everybody can tell the baby cries, like they hold them in the hand and they cry. That is the time.
This is the most important.
So that's why, like, most of the people's birth time is 5 minutes off, because some people don't cry immediately. Some cry after 1 minute, some cry immediately, some cry after 4 minutes, some cry after 3-4 minutes, some cry after 5 minutes. So it's not the same for everybody. Okay, so that's why like a lot of birth times are not accurate, because they don't take it at the time of when the baby is actually crying, when the baby is actually taking its first breath. So
but the first breath is most important.
So that is the that is a time, every time which should be noted. Like, so people should know that. That is the,
so in your opinion, is it good that the parents should know the nakshatras of the baby? Because sometimes they don't understand energies or the rules. Babies.
Yeah, because the thing is, your sound, first sound, the name's first letter will be the nakshatra as per the moon nakshatra. So moon nakshatra defines your name sound. Okay, so it might be from A or B or P or D, whatever that thing. So then you keep the name of the child according to the moon nakshatra. So that's why they need to know, what the moon nakshatra is. Yeah.
But, I'm Kritika, Pada Free, and my first name what my parents registered was Kasper, K-A, and they changed it for Gregory, for GR. GR. I don't know if
the G sound will put you into Dhanishta.
Aquarius.
Okay.
Because I'm Aquarius, Zodiac Aquarius.
Yeah, so it puts you into that point. But mostly it's done by the moon. Like my moon Uttara Faguni is there, so P is the sound.
P.
So like either PT, Prash, Prashant, all P, like, okay. Okay, so so it's all P. Yeah.
So in Kritika, what is the letter?
I mean, you can look at the third pada. It's in my book. People can refer to my book for all the letters, and then they can make the baby sounds, the name sounds as per the babies. They name the babies as per that.
So if you're saying that this is important, so when the parent will choose the first letter of the name for the baby based on nakshatra and the pada, what is the effect in the future for?
It means the energies are harmonious.
So this is like golden ratio.
Yeah, like it's the same harmony. Like, like you have that energy mentally, and your name reflects that. So there is no. It's not like two songs playing at the same time. If you have two tracks playing at the same time and they are different tracks.
Yes.
Okay. Then if it gets confusing, isn't it? Like like when you play music and like you make music on that thing, you can't have two tracks on your computer playing at the same time. Then it will be like
the same. Like very often, I am looking for the proper key because I have the same song with different keys. It's two different keys. So when I play together, and it's chaos. It's
chaos. It's chaos. So you understand what I'm saying.
Okay? Yes, definitely.
So you don't want that chaos happening for the kid. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So that will have a positive influence for the whole life, actually.
Yeah, whole life. Yes, because that is like in tune with their energy. So name should be in tune, like so, and the first letter. And after that, you have choice of name. After the first letter, you can choose different name. Like even if the name starts from A, like you can choose many names from A. From P, D, any, you can choose different names. But the first letter is important.
Yeah, that's very exciting. My son is Alan. It starts from A, but he's Bharani nakshatra. It's between.
Okay. Yeah. So that can be Ashwini. Your moon is coming in Ashwini, sort of.
Ashwini is first.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's continue the second part. What we haven't finished yesterday. Can we talk because you said you have information about black glue? This is something mysterious oil or
the black substance.
Black substance would have some conscious or some intelligence inside. So the people, if they stick with this consciousness of this liquid, they just actually like possessed.
But the thing is, there are substances like that. Number one, first. Okay, there are substances like that. There is, but what people don't need to fear this. Okay, again, it should not become something about fear. Okay, the thing is that people should understand that outside thing, any outside thing can only affect you if you let it be affected. Okay, you finally have control over your body. If you have control over yourself, okay, no outside substance can come and affect you. Okay? Number one thing. Okay, like, so people have to be very clear. Like, if they take control of themselves, which I've been saying in all the interviews, that if they take control of themselves, then any external substance, like whether it's black goo or any other alchemical fluid or any other life form, cannot take control over their consciousness, because these kind of things will only affect the mind. Okay.
Yeah.
And mind, I told you, you can bypass the mind. One can bypass the mind. Okay. So like one doesn't have to have any fear of this. Like right now they make a lot of fear about these things. Oh, this is there, this pathogen is there, that is there. Even, like viruses, they say this virus is there, Ebola virus. There's so many new viruses come out all the time, and people get a lot of fear about all these things. I think it's part of the same thing, where people don't need to be afraid of these things. Like you have to, if your immune system is strong, then there's no problem. Okay. And there are ways to make your immune system strong. Okay. From like a certain kind of disciplines, from your diet, your body, your movement and everything. And like it takes away from the whole point. The whole point is like when you come to earth, you are here in a school. Okay. So, and you have to go up to higher realms. To go to higher realms, you have to have the right behavior and the right body posture and that body language. And that's what we are here to learn. That's what all human beings are here to learn. Okay. So whether there is black goo or other viruses, it does not matter to you. Okay. Like in reality, it does not matter. Those substances exist, just like a lot of poison exists. Okay. A lot of poisonous plants exist on earth. Okay. But that should not worry you.
No, it's not about to worry, but this is exciting that like a substance like liquid could have some intelligence or consciousness.
Because they can be microbial. The consciousness, like, consciousness doesn't have to be big people.
Yes.
It can be little things too. Okay. So if it has got microbial things inside, okay, which will have consciousness.
So this is the same, like we have an imagination of God, that the God should have a man, to be a man with hands and legs, like human. So this is the same, like we can't imagine other
life forms
in human forms.
But there are other life forms.
Definitely.
In the small microbial structure, like I told you, there are unseen forms, like which you can't see.
Yes.
Okay, there are those, and there are those ones which are small too. Okay, there are big, there are small, there are very small, there are unseen, there are all kinds. So once we make our mind that, okay, everything is there, then it is there. Okay, no problems. Like there's no problems. Okay, it's just one has to open one's mind to the fact that these things are there. Okay, and but with black goo also, I so noticed that a lot of YouTube videos were coming which were creating negative thinking about, like, oh, we have to be afraid of black goo, or like don't let it come to, like if you come near you'll go on, like it'll take over you, it'll take over your consciousness, things like that. So that's what I'm saying, one doesn't need to be worried about that.
But you said on the beginning, you don't have to worry when you control the body.
Your body, like your point is, like as a human being, you can control everything which happens to you. Okay, like if you work, that's what the Vedic thing is about, how to take your destiny into your own hands. Okay, right now people don't have that control over destiny or control over anything. Okay, so that is what one has to strive for, that as a human being. And for that, like, like behavior is the main thing. Okay, people are not taught behavior, people are not taught body language, people are not taught how body discipline, how to deal
on the Western world. It's difficult to to understand behavior, why behavior is important. If you could in few words explain, because of course you are Eastern tradition and philosophy, it's maybe is different, but for Western people it's difficult to understand why behavior it's important to grow.
Okay, it's important in the sense, like, okay, the way I would like to put it for the Western audience is in terms of blessing and curses. Okay, in the West there is understanding of the word blessings. Okay, and this blessing is good thing. Okay, and curses. Curses are bad. Okay. Okay, so the beings which have more like power than you, which are more evolved than you, can either bless you or curse you. Okay, so like when you're dealing with beings which are higher than you, you want their blessings, you don't want their curse. Okay, so how will you make them bless you and not curse you? Okay, then you will have to do the right behavior, isn't it? What will it come down to? Like, how is it going to happen. It's going to come down to behavior. It's not going to come down to anything. Like in the West, they have different terms for it. They call it manners.
Manners, yeah.
Okay, they call it etiquette. Okay, etiquette, manners, behavior, all of those are the same things. Okay. Okay, so like, so you don't want any being which has got power and which is much more than you to curse you. Okay, then like for 1,000 years your life will be hell. Like, okay, you don't want that to happen to you. Okay, and when you go to higher realms like Swarg, which is heaven, which is Swarg, heaven, which is called, then there are higher beings there. You can come across many higher beings. Then if you displease any one of them, if you anger any of them, one of them, then you will be in trouble. Like right now people understand not to trouble a mafia boss.
Yeah.
Okay, when there's a mafia boss there, like nobody will go and behave rudely with them. Okay, because they're afraid of it. Okay, but that power is very little. Like whatever mafia boss can maximum get you killed. Okay, like, yeah, okay, like, but people still behave properly in front of it. So it's not that people in the West do not understand behavior.
The behavior is ruled by just fear.
Yeah, fear. Okay, so they understand behavior. They just don't understand where it is important. Okay, like they think this mafia people and that mafia bosses are important enough person. Better behave properly with them, because otherwise if the mafia boss gets angry, then I'm gone. Okay, so people have that kind of fear. Okay, but in mafia bosses, the power is very little, nothing. Okay, there are beings who have much more power all over everything. You know? So one has to know how to behave. Okay, one has to learn how to behave. Like, okay, I mean, right now in the West, there has been a whole sort of movement where bad behavior is being taught to youngsters. Okay, if you see all the rap videos or any kind of that things, all kinds of things which you see in the media.
Yeah, it's influenced
they're teaching young kids how to behave badly and wrongly, how to make the other people not bless you but curse you. Okay, so it's about blessings and curses. Okay, so either one, if through right behavior one can get blessings from higher, like you can take it up to God, even divine, even the top. Even if in front of top you will have to behave, even beings which are higher, you have to behave like, okay, even beings who are your family or even at your own level, you still have to behave rightly with them. Like behavior applies to everybody. When you behave with something which is lower than you, you still have to behave. Okay, you have to have the right behavior in anything, whether you're dealing with higher, lower, same, does not matter. Okay, there has to be a behavioral code, and that behavioral code was called dharma in Sanskrit. Which is called dharma in the West. Okay, dharma. Okay, so they have a concept of karma now, which has become more in the West. People know there's a karma. Okay, but this concept of dharma has not come. Okay, so the karma which is not in alignment with the dharma, karma which is not alignment with the dharma, is not a good karma.
But this is very good that you said this, because many people misunderstanding karma as for example connecting just mostly to the as a revenge. Yeah, like for example in the past life, you do something bad, you have to pay double in this life. But could you explain? This is like based on free will that we're choosing a similar thing to learn this.
I mean, okay. I mean,
is it just revenge?
No, it's not revenge. It's action have consequences.
Yeah.
Okay, like, okay. I mean, you go like I'll give that example again. You know, a kid eats all the whole candy, like it has got a lot of candy, and eats the whole candy. Okay, that's an action. Yeah. Okay, then his stomach goes upset. That is the consequence. Okay, you drink a lot of alcohol. That is your action. That is your karma. Okay, and your liver goes bad. That is the consequence. Okay, my point is that there is no revenge involved in this. Okay, there's no revenge or anything involved in this. Okay, karmas are like, if you misbehave with a higher being, okay, and they curse you, okay, then you will not suffer just for one lifetime. You will suffer for lifetimes, not just one lifetime. Okay, like as much power they have got, like as much your suffering will be. Okay, so the only way to do that is to make their thing better with that being again. So you have to apologize. You have to you have to correct your action. Okay, like if you misbehave with anybody, then you have to correct your action. And if it's a higher being, then obviously the effect of that is much more. Okay.
So this is connected, as you said, about Illuminati, Desperati.
Yeah.
They want you to put away from the proper path of behavior.
Obviously. So from dharma, which is called dharma. They don't want people to follow dharma. Or they don't want people to take care of their body, take control of their body. if you don't take control of your body, you can't do the proper action. Okay, then you can't do proper behavior. How can you do proper behavior when you don't even have any control? Okay, like you have to have body control, like your whole face, everything, everything has to be under your control in order for you to do proper behavior. Okay, and they're teaching kids right now. If people watch TV, everything on it is like very, very graceless. The actions are very graceless and very without any manners,
Yeah.
So they're reducing the manners down slowly, more and more, so that younger kids right now, younger generation will misbehave more and more,
Yeah.
So
yeah, especially on the Western world, but actually today everywhere it's influenced by the TVs and programs, and as well as you saw on Hollywood, they producing a lot of films. They inject a lot of human connected with the robot.
But even the speech in all the Hollywood films, the way kids speak in those films, they speak very annoying way. Like they speak in a very annoying tone, and that is taught. So other kids hear that and learn that. They think that's the right way of speaking. You have to speak in this annoying tone. You have to speak in this kind of way. Like this is all taught by Hollywood. Like, and then internet, there's so much pornography. Okay, and all of that, which again spoils people's minds. Okay, so it like gracelessness. It's all about spreading gracelessness, like actions without grace. Whether it's in music, whether it's in pornography, whether it's in movies, whether it's in anything, dance or anything, more and more gracelessness is being taught. And the effect of that is that people devolve. Instead of evolving, they devolve. The more they practice that with their body, because finally everything has to be done with the body. Okay, they devolve doing those actions.
Yeah, because when they program teenagers or children, the children will have in the future own child, and how they can pass this information, for them in proper way, like proper dharma.
Yeah, that's why Vedic is very important to give the sense of dharma. What is dharma? What is the body for? What is a human body for? How it is to be used? Whether it is for rap dancing or what is its function? Okay, like what kind of thing? Like whether it is for dancing, like Britney Spears or Beyonce. Okay, or it is some other purpose, or it has to be used in some other kind of way. Okay, so that is.
But as you see, the most famous dancers, vocalists, actors, especially the show business, they behave like one sector. Yeah? They showing the same symbols, eye triangle, different symbols, Masonic or Illuminati symbols.
Yes.
Why is that? Why do you think they are obsessed about this, or they have to show this to be famous?
Okay, they don't have to show that to be famous. The thing is that the people, there are like, okay, when these people are not in control, okay, when they do a video, then there's a director. Okay, so director tells them you have to make this, then they do it. Okay, so there are people who are behind them who know about these things, who want these things, these people to do. These people are acting like dolls.
Yeah, like
like which other people have on strings. Okay. So they have to do these things, but it's for them mostly it's about gracelessness. I find that more and more they promote gracelessness, like graceless move.
But there is some actors. We have a few examples of Michael Jackson, who was morning critica, father one, problem with father, but he tried to disconnect this connection with Illuminati. The same Charlie Sheen or Jim Carrey. Yeah? There is more and more actors waking up and they telling this.
I mean, the thing is that their thing is that like people like Michael Jackson, they have suffered at their hands. Okay, so from the childhood they have been suffering at their hands. Okay, so they will at some point rebel. Okay, and whenever they rebel, they are taken out. Okay, like they're not allowed to be there. Okay, so but they are too much, but they've already done the damage. Whatever pop or whatever kind of moves, then other people follow those moves. All of that nonsense has already been done. Okay, so you can't undo something. That's why it's very important to do the right karma, because you do the wrong one and then you can't undo it. Okay, like even if you afterwards say no, these people are all bad, we should not listen to them, but by the time you have done the damage to the mass consciousness or the mass psyche, okay, so you already been used for that. Okay, people like Jim Carrey and stuff, like obviously some people are losing their mind in Hollywood, and that is normal. You know, I mean, like a lot of people commit suicide or like that thing and stuff, because it's very easy to lose your mind out there because it's a mad place. Okay, so in that kind of thing, they'll obviously, some people like Jim Carrey is doing, or other people will obviously start saying those kind of things because they're confused and they don't know what is what anymore. Like like they've gone past that and they don't have any kind of grounding into any reality or anything like that. So obviously it's a problem for them, and that will happen more and more, so yeah.
So do you think it's gonna be only growth, or is it just for next years it's gonna be just only grow and grow on this kind of disharmony in behavior, or examples for?
No, I think what is happening is that people are coming across a brick wall. Okay, they're hitting a brick wall now. Okay, it can't get any worse. If it gets any worse, okay, yeah, if it gets any worse, it'll be like too crazy. Like you can't survive, you can't exist.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a thin line beyond that. Like human being cannot be existing. Okay, like yeah, it'll not stay as a human being at all. Okay, like it's getting to that point, and people are hitting that brick wall, and they know that something has to be done. Okay, so I mean, if you notice, more and more people are becoming vegan and all of that, and meat eating is coming down in the West. Okay, and all of that, because people are realizing something has to be done, because they were getting so many diseases, so many problems by meat eating, that people finally decided like they have to do something. Okay, the same thing will happen with psychology, behavior, body control, all of that. They'll come to a point where people will sort of reach a point that something has to be done. Like for health and stuff, people start doing yoga and stuff in the West. Okay, only because people were having.
Yeah, as you said, sometimes something is modern, something is on TV that is trendy. So if yoga is trendy, many people is doing yoga because they're going to the building with the big name yoga. When you go there and you go out, you are a spiritual person now.
yes. But what I'm saying is that is not the real thing. But people move towards that anyways because something has to be done.
Yes.
There is a growing that thing that something has to be done. Okay.
Is it typical for Bronze Age? Like we have this age that communication grows, technology grows very fast.
Yes.
So some people, as we said, we spoke before, some people they see that there is no, they have to change something. Yeah, there is they have to go other way because this way going to destruction.
It's like total, you're hitting a brick wall. Okay, when your head is against a brick wall, you feel it, you feel the force, you feel the impact. Then you know that something has to be done. I can't keep on going like this. Okay, so the change is required. Okay, and then change will come about. Okay, and right now there's YouTube is there, internet is there, a lot of things are there, communication is fast, so things spread all around the world very fast. Okay, so people understand and realize that something has to be done, and they find what can be done. Okay, so more and more avenues are coming to people as to what can be done. Okay.
Yeah, this is a good example. The interviews, like we doing some interviews because nobody really, we are not known on popular TVs. But the people searching this kind of information, more and more people, they want to watch people like you and other. Because they feel that they could get some information what they never can get from mass media.
Mass media, okay, because mass media is there for devolving. Okay, it's a very simple thing. Mass media is out there to devolve you. Okay, but there are some people who don't want to devolve anymore because devolving is not fun. It is painful. It is not fun. Okay, like devolving is not a fun thing. Okay, you finally hit that things, and nobody wants more hell, pain, and torture, right? So then people will look for the things, how to get more bliss, upward movement, evolution, movement towards heaven, and all of that. How to do that? Okay, so like these are the forums where this kind of thing will be talked about. Okay, and that's what I think. That's why they have suppressed Vedic for so long, because Vedic had all this information, real knowledge. So they have suppressed it so that nobody comes to know Vedic around the world. I mean, I don't see anything more suppressed than Vedic. Even Egyptian thing, you can find 100 books on it. Okay, even anything, even a Mayan thing, you can find 100 books, 1,000 things. Yeah, I mean anything, even Hopi prophecies, even Native American Indian thing. But the Vedic thing is kept completely down. Like nobody comes to know. I mean, anything about the Vedic thing, what it means, or what is the thing, what is the dharma, and what is the karma, what is any of these things. Even though some fads come, like karma becomes a big word, yoga becomes a big word, but the actual knowledge, the real deal stuff, never comes out.
The basic. Sometimes people think that if something complicated, this is big knowledge, but we have to know this, that nature is simple. Golden ratio is so simple, and is the strongest because it keeps both energy.
Yes. I mean, that's why I was saying that not just simple. The whole thing, the behavior thing, which I said, is the most important thing. But people don't. People think behavior is not important. Body language is not important. How you use your body. I mean, that is a basic thing. When you're born as a human being, you're born with this body. Okay. Now you have to use it properly. I mean, there is nobody can not do that. Okay. Like you say, like, okay, no, I'm not going to use it properly. Then okay, you'll suffer. That is hell in this life, and then hell afterwards. Okay. Like, so it's the same thing. Like one has to take responsibility and take that.
So the Vedas is not telling about physically hell for people, or is the fire and the devils. This is hell as a just when you feel bad and you suffer.
You feel pain. Okay, like I mean, when you have a disease, you feel pain. You don't like it. You feel uneasiness, dis-ease. You're not at ease. Okay. Okay. So that thing. So that is what hell is. Okay. Some people have mental hell. Some people have physical hell. Different kind of thing. Okay. So none of this is good. Okay. So obviously no being wants that. People want happiness, bliss, upward movement. Okay. Like no. So for that, the knowledge is there in the Vedic thing, like how to do that, how to actually achieve it. Okay. Not just a concept, people do a lot of things right now, but they don't give them happiness. Okay. And that's why in the West, so much drugs, alcohol and all of that is there because people are unhappy. Okay. Happy person does not need alcohol. Happy person does not need drugs. Okay. Happy person does not need a lot of these things, which are there, like antidepressants. Like, in America, there's so many, the whole country is running on antidepressants. The whole, Okay.
So this is actually, it's very important. And I saw on Vedic explanation why this person behaved like this. This is for me the best answer because many people don't understand why, for example, they fighting each other in relations, or she has, for example, because they don't know that she has a K2 in 7th house and he has a, for example, also K2 in 7th house. So this is a very big misunderstanding because if they would understand this energies, why they behave like this, they will change something.
That is secondly level of understanding. First level of understanding is that you are being programmed by the media and the mass. You've been mind programmed from childhood to behave a certain way. And if two people meet who are both behaving the same way, they will obviously fight. Okay, that is designed to make you fight. Okay, if everybody's going to be obnoxious, then fighting is always going to happen. Like if this person is obnoxious, then there'll be fight. Okay, there is. So they make it so that people are behaving in those ways from childhood itself. So then all of that happens. So afterwards, whatever energies are there in the charts also get directed in that way. Like Ketu can be directed in a spiritual way too.
Oh yes, definitely.
It doesn't have to be diverted in that kind of way, which it is being diverted right now. Okay, so it is depending on how you use those energies. For that, some sense is required and some education is required. So that education has to happen. So education is the most important thing in this thing. Like, and that education, from my point of view, has to be Vedic. Okay.
Lastly, I discovered that people with homosexual women or men, doesn't matter, they have a K2 7th house. It's not always, but K2 7th house, it shows this. They have this very often.
That kind of perversions keep on happening because people don't know how to direct the energy properly. Okay. They're not being taught. There's no education. Okay. When there's no education, no good education, then people misuse the energy. Okay. So misuse can happen in many ways. Okay, so that is one of the ways it happens.
So it's a both Rahu and Ketu. It works here because if it Ketu in 7, so Rahu is in 1st house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to.
I mean, there are other indicators too. Like, you know, there are other indicators in the chart.
Other also, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or like a lot of other indicators are there. You know, but there's a neutral planet. Like Mercury is a neutral planet. Okay, it doesn't have gender. It's neither male nor female. Okay, Mercury. Okay. Now, so even misuse of Mercury energy can turn people towards that.
But you said before about Uttara Falguni, between Lion and Virgo. So if Mercury rule Virgo, so Virgo is female, or it's because of this Mercury, it's no, it doesn't have a gender. How you would qualify this?
Okay, but Mercury has two signs, Gemini and Virgo. Okay, Gemini is a male sign, and Virgo is a female sign. Okay, so again, it is not clear that like all signs are like that. Okay, but Mercury as a planet is neutral planet.
It's neutral.
It's a neutral. It's a neuter. It's a neutral. It's gender like that thing. In India and stuff, it's called eunuch. Yeah, that planet. Okay, so that energy also is being misused right now. You know, so and it has created perversion to homosexuality and all these perversions and different things are happening with the misuse of that energy. From that's called the Roman Empire. You know, like since the Roman Empire time. You know, this has been happening. Okay, so it should not happen, but it's because of lack of education. It's like if you educate people in that way, then it is that. If you educate them differently, then it's different. Okay. So signs are always like male, female, male, female, male, female. Okay. Like Aries male, then Taurus female, then Gemini male, and Leo, Virgo, like that. So there is male, female like that. Okay. Signs are all like male, half female.
Yes.
Half of them are male signs and half of them are female signs. But planets are different.
It's different.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's say Aquarius. We're waiting for era of Aquarius, which is the era after Pisces.
Yeah.
What brings what this era? Let's talk about what this era.
It has started. We're not waiting. It's there.
It's there.
Yeah, it's there.
Because
that's why internet is there. That's why the whole thing is there. That's why electricity is there. That's why electric guitars are there. That's why all of this is there. Electric music is there.
Because it's Mercury rules also. Yeah.
No, Aquarius rules electricity. Aquarius is electric sign.
Electric, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you have electric guitar.
But there's Saturn also.
Yeah. But Saturn is there, but Rahu in influence is there as in Aquarius. Okay. Like Aquarius is electric sign. Okay, like you know the water bearer with the water vibration. That water is not water. That's vibration.
Just vibration.
That's electromagnetic. Okay, that water is not water. It is electromagnetic. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because if it's air sign, because Aquarius is the air sign, so but symbolically it's a man with a jar with water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people think it's connected to water, but this is air sign, which is the
air sign. It's that water is the electromagnetic waves. Right now, radio waves go all around the world, and the radio you can hear each other's voices. Like I can hear you right now. You are in Poland and I'm here, and you can hear me. All of that is.
This is communication, but Mercury rules Aquarius.
Yeah, no, but not this kind of communication. This is Aquarian rule. Mercury was there before too.
So do you think it's an accident that if Rahu is number 4, and my date of birth is 22nd?
Yes. Yeah. You see, like 200 years ago, the news was still going in like letter. Like Mercury was still running around with letter, like right?
Yeah.
Like post letter and stuff. Like okay, so that is not Aquarius. This is Aquarius already.
So
okay. Yeah.
When did it started? This Aquarius, in your opinion?
I mean, it's started in the last 100 years, already started. Yeah. So since we have using electricity, okay, for everything, that's Aquarius. Okay. The electricity and magnetism, electromagnetism. Okay, like even in an amplifier, electricity comes and then speaker is a magnet. So you get a voice through the speaker. Yes. So it's magnet, electricity, magnet. That's what is there in the power, everything, internet, all of this, Aquarius. Like right now, this message is getting to people. It's energy of Aquarius.
Okay. So it's only different padas, probably, yeah? That we are in the first stage of, maybe Padawan, first stage of era of Aquarius. Because people think that we are still in Pisces.
No, Pisces is finished.
It's finished, yeah?
Pisces is finished. Okay, like all this kind of electricity and all of that is not possible in Pisces. this kind of technology, which kind of thing.
It's Jupiter, yeah? It's mostly Jupiter, which is not connected to Earth.
No, it was about belief.
Belief,
Belief.
belief.
Like 2000 years ago, just believe this, believe that, believe this. There are so many religions came up. Believe this, believe this, believe that. Okay, that's all it was about.
The Jupiter,
yeah. Okay, and now it is not about that. Now it is to know. I have to know something.
Yes, because Aquarius is very scientific. A lot of discoveries is connected to Aquarius.
Knowing, like like crop circles, also knowing phenomena, like actual phenomena, like whether magicians do something, whether crop circles happen, or whether anything happens. You come to know things.
Yes. I know exactly what you mean, because Aquarius, he has to know. You can tell to Aquarius, please believe this, believe me. He's never will believe if it's not testing.
Yeah, I mean, like when my Kundalini rose, like then I have to know the Kundalini is rising, my third eye is opening. Everything has to happen. You have to experience yourself. Then you know. Okay, so it's nothing to do with like you have to believe in Kundalini, or you have to believe in third eye, or you have to believe in this, or you have to believe in that. You have to believe in chakra, or you have to believe. You have to experience. Okay.
Yes.
You have to actually do the thing yourself. Saturn. You have to do the work, and then experience it. Okay.
Saturn,
So doing the work, like you have to actually do the work. Like you can't just like say like somebody is going to come and save me. That was the whole thing in last 2000 years. Like some other person is going to come and save me. Okay.
Jupiter.
I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything, but some God is going to come and save me, or something is going to come and save me. Okay. That was the whole thing that religions taught. Okay. And that was the wrong thing, like completely, because that takes away all personal responsibility.
No, when Saturn starts, you have to do something, because without this it will be very very hard time.
Yes, you know that, like it has to be one's own work. Okay, and that's the reality of the law of karma or dharma, that one has to do the one's own work. Okay, like the whole whatever. That's why these religions have been telling has not worked. Okay, and people have only had more and more problems.
Yes,
like problems have kept on increasing, like not decreasing. Okay,
so let's say if we had over 2000 years Pisces Jupiter influence of era of this old religion beliefs, that was connected to 12th house, 12th house, or not, or on any other, is it any other house?
I mean, you can consider 12,000 in terms of its loss. Okay, it was a loss for humanity. Okay,
isolation,
loss in the sense that you go down, you're not going up, like as a whole people are going down. Okay, and people are getting depressed, and even in that thing, and people are losing faith in divine as well, when they can actually know about divine. Instead of knowing, they're actually losing faith. Like people say, I had faith but nothing happened, so I'm losing faith now. And there was a general loss, like so many wars, so many that thing, so many ignorance, so much nonsense, like so it was a dark age. It was not just Pisces, it was the negative aspect of the 12th house, or the negative aspect of the 12th sign. It was not the positive.
Because we have positive and negative also.
So it was a negative dark age of that sign, because it was hijacked by all these.
But after 12th house, we have the first house. Would you connect any house, any of this 12 to Aquarius era?
No, Aquarius is more 11th house, like
11. I know, but because it's going backwards.
11th is house of gain. Okay, but the only thing which in Aquarius, some people are trying to misuse the energy by actually taking control over the whole power structure and putting a meter in your house, making you pay for the electricity, all of that. Okay, this is misuse of that energy. Okay, but that is happening in the beginning part. But as the time goes on, we'll put it towards the right. Like there has been misuse of mass media, radio, mass communications. All the technology was there, but has been come, but people have misused it. Okay, so now it is a time where we are taking control and actually using it properly. Like even this interview is like using the same thing, technology properly. Okay, to its proper real use. Okay, not what it was meant for. Okay, so that will happen. Like even Aquarius has been used negatively up till now, since it started. Like so some people are trying to, like, obviously put it into a negative direction.
You are the first person. What really amazed me that you always see positive things in this era, which is, even if it's everything, actually we see this negativity everywhere, but you see this also positive way.
Positively, because I know for a fact that if any human being right now does little bit of action right, they get a lot of effect. Okay, if they do like take little step, they get rewarded a whole lot. So right now, like earlier, it wasn't like that. Right now, even little action, correct action, gives you more points. So that's why it's a good time. Okay, so you can do things quickly. If you start doing the right thing, the effect, the result will be fast.
Do you think it's connected with Saturn because it's a time planet of time?
Yeah, but this particular time, okay, Saturn also will give the results only after a certain time.
Yes, yeah.
Right now, the results are such that if any being does anything positive or real thing or start doing the proper action, then they'll get fast results. Okay, so that makes the time exciting. Okay, so for those people who want to do the right thing, it is a good time. For those people who do not want to change, they will learn the hard way anyways. So nothing can be done about that. Okay, so
many people they waiting still. Sometimes a whole life they waiting for the proper answer. That somebody will help them. Yeah.
Yes, obviously. I mean, because ignorance has to be finished. Okay. The thing is, war is against ignorance. Okay. So war is not against people or anybody else. It's against ignorance. Okay. So in the Vedic thing, the knowledge is there, but it has to reach people. Okay. It is not reaching people because the mainstream has completely cut off Vedic from that thing, because all these other religions will have a problem. If Vedic comes, then all these all these shops close. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then even more than science, even science closed shop for the Catholic Church and stuff. After science came, people start moving away from Catholic Church and stuff. But this will close shop of everything. It will close the shop of science as well, as we know it.
I saw that because many people think that Vedic knowledge is really strict connected to Hinduism. You very often mention that sometimes it's opposite to Hinduism religion because it's not connected to any religion. Yeah.
No, I mean Hinduism is a distortion of Vedic. Okay, so if somebody wants to learn, it goes to India and starts following Hindu ways, and they'll think that they're following Vedic ways, but they're not. Okay, things were taken from Vedic and they were distorted over time. So that distortion is Hinduism. Okay. Okay, so people cannot learn. People should not follow that. I've seen a lot of people in the West, they make the mistake. Okay, they think Hinduism is, okay, I'll follow the Hindu culture and that thing, then I'll become Vedic. Okay, that's not going to happen. Okay. Yeah, but because Vedic is behind it. Okay, so
because let's please underline this history connection, because the Mongols also had the connection into India, yeah, influence on Indian tradition up to date, the festivals or behavior of women and men, because we know that in India is still very strong tradition that woman doesn't has a lot to say, for example,
in the marriage. Okay, but it's changing. It's changing now. Nowadays, they have nowadays. Okay, but the thing is, all of that is not Vedic. Okay, so so the point is that people have to understand Vedic is 5,000 years before. So the texts which are called Vedic texts are compiled by a rishi called Vyas, and he compiled them all together. Okay, so that is the body of work which is Vedic. Anything which comes after that in the last 5,000 years, that I don't consider Vedic. Like whether it's commentaries, whether it's sutras, whether it's samhitas, whether any of these texts which have come in the last 5,000 years, I don't consider them. And if you ignore those texts, then you'll get to the real Vedic. Okay, so one has to not get caught up in the text. It's like you have to ignore all the novels and stuff which have come right now. Okay, in the West. Okay, and all of the things and everything. Okay, so so people have to ignore even the New Testament. They have to go to Old Testament. Okay, okay, like that. Okay, so in the same way, you have to ignore all the things which have come in the last 5,000 years, and then you'll get to the actual Vedic knowledge, which is not untouched, which is not meddled with, because Sanskrit is a language, you can't easily meddle with it. Sanskrit, whatever is their real one, you can tell If somebody does some kind of distortion, you can tell something has been done. Okay. So Sanskrit is not easy to meddle with. Okay. So the original Sanskrit texts of the Vedyas are the real thing. Okay. From there, one can get all the things.
It's timeless, as we said before. The Vedic is timeless, yeah. So it's very hard to say when exactly was written, but before.
No. That this was written for this time only. This Rishi, before they were not written. Okay.
Yeah, before no.
Orally transmitted. So this Rishi actually compiled everything for this time, because they knew that people are losing intelligence, and people won't be able to remember, and people will not be able to retain the information. So I'm going to put it in a textual form, the whole thing. So he did.
So they knew about this era in Vedas. Yeah? They knew about what Kali Yuga is coming, which is typical for no knowledge. It's plenty religion, plenty priests, sects, and all this. Only beliefs. It's only nonsense and beliefs. Yeah. So they write some Vedas, but you mentioned that it's not whole. It's not all Vedic. Yeah. What they wrote.
No. Just that text, like Srimad Bhagavatam, the 18 Puranas. The Mahabharata, Ramayana, and these are the texts which Srimad Bhagavatam, which are the Vedic texts. Okay, so they are very, very like there is no
in
Mahabharata,
in Polish.
So all of that, those are like that is written by Vedyas only. That Mahabharata. Okay, so whatever comes from Vedyas is the correct thing. If you don't say Vedyas, then that is not right. Okay.
So they wrote this for the people. They predict this, that they have to write in special way, because there will be nobody to pass proper information. Yeah, proper.
And people don't have memory. Because if you just hear it and retain it in the memory, people don't have that strong memory. Okay, so they knew the memory was reducing. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, because if you can orally transmit something and your disciple or your person other hears it and just gets it in the brain, and you don't have to repeat it, okay, over and over again, then that is another thing, you know. But then text is required for people who cannot remember, so they can open a book and look at and see it again, and see it again and see it again, like, you know, like, so because their memory has become weak. Okay, so that's why, you know.
So I see. What is most important in Vedic? It's a sometimes simple thing, and the most important. What I before a long time ago I couldn't really understand why the basic is the most important. But this is foundation, fundament.
This foundation. I mean, people. If I say right now, people will not understand it. But the only reason why humans are stuck here and they can't go to heaven or the heavenly realm or so is because they don't have the right behavior. Simple. It's just as simple as that. People just don't have the right behavior to go there. Okay, that's why they're stuck here. Okay, it's as
you mean stuck here to born again in the same places,
over and over again, because they don't have the right behavior to get up to heaven. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. It's not some rocket science. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, and if you read the Vedic text, you will understand what I'm saying, like, more. But that's what it is, like, you know. And all the so-called desperati, they are always targeting people's behavior only.
Yes, so as you said this about the Illuminati desperati, so they have to know the Vedic knowledge to do this, or not?
No, they just know that, like, they know that karma is there. Okay, if you do the wrong action all the time, you get a wrong consequence. They know that. They know that. Okay, so they want, like, and they know that you lose power by doing wrong actions. You lose your inner power. Okay, so then you become weak. And then when you become weak internally, then they can make a slave out of you. If you're not weak internally, they can't make a slave out of you. If you're strong from inside, by your correct actions, your willpower is strong, you're strong from inside, then they can't make a slave out of you. They can't make you do nonsense. Okay, so they know that much. That knowledge they have.
But because today we have a prison with no bars.
Yeah.
This is the most difficult prison, because you don't know enemy. You don't know. You think that you are free. Because we have all this.
No, but they give the illusion of freedom.
Illusion.
Illusion of freedom. Okay. I mean, they obviously created a sense in your mind where you don't know what you have to actually do. Okay. So, like, from your education and everything, they have given you that thing where you don't actually know what to do as a human being. Okay. But at the same time, they've given you a sense that you know. Okay.
This is good point now to if you can explain, because many people ask me what to do, what to start to do, how they can start it actually, because everybody is different, everybody lives in different environments.
Okay. Everybody is not different. Everybody has the same body. Okay. With
Yes,
two eyes, one nose, one mouth, two hands. Okay. My point is this: everybody has to take control of their body. Okay. So that everybody has to do. No matter what their chart, no matter what their rising is, what their that thing, no matter what, they have to take control of their body. Okay. And that everybody can start doing. Okay. And that Vedic way of how to take control of that I can go into at some point, in person. It'll be, I can't do that in an interview, but I can do that at some point, like how to take control of your body. Okay. But that is the number one step one has to do, because everybody has a body and you can take control of it. Whether you're 5 years old, whether you're 50 years old, whether you're 70 years old, whether you're 20 years old, it does not matter. Whether you have disease, whether you don't have disease, it does not matter. Okay. You can take control of your body and actions. Okay. Like even just speaking from the center, centering yourself, all this is a thing which you can do.
Even if you're telling the truth, because some people think this is not big thing to tell the truth. They can hide something, but if you hiding things, you're just hiding also negative energy inside you.
Yes, obviously. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, the point is like any being, any human being which is born can take control of their body, and they're meant to take control of their body. Okay, and that will bring about a big revolution. People don't understand how much that will change everything. Okay, that will change the whole thing completely. Okay, and desperately don't want that. They're desperate to make sure that nobody takes control of their bodies. If tomorrow people take control of their body and they don't do the nonsense, like don't go out drinking, don't do that thing, is actually sitting at home and centering. Okay, and that thing that will cause a big alarm for desperately. Like, okay, they will be like, I mean, this is the problem, like, for them. Like,
they predict many few steps before in front. They predict that if the consciousness rising, they sometimes, because there is a lot of proofs, they setting up, like for example, New Age, New Age, which could be similar what we're talking about, but this New Age is actually a different way to misunderstanding all the knowledge, all the Vedic knowledge.
Yes, obviously, but it's a simple things, basic starts, all of that has to be done. Okay, and that has to happen, and everybody can do it, and nobody is different, and there are no different paths. People say all this, like in Vedic, like it's very clear what the thing is. Okay, because every human being is born, they're born with the same purpose. Okay, that they have to evolve themselves, they have to get to higher realms, they have to get out of cycle of birth and death. All these things are the same for everyone. Okay, there's no.
So you don't have to born again, but till then we don't learn proper knowledge. We stuck this up to we know.
Yeah, and that too, again, it's a problem, like, because people, when they're born here, then all kinds of things happen and everything's out of their control. Sometimes disease happens, sometimes this happens, sometimes things you don't want to happen, all kinds of things happen, and your destiny is not under your control, right? Your own destiny is not under your control, and that is the biggest prison. Okay,
this is like this river where the people jump into this strong river and they just flow away.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, that is the real prison, because people's destiny is not in one's own hand, and one should have to have control over that, and that can be done through discipline and through body control.
I realize that if you even caution, if you are understand some small thing, you change everything. Because the consciousness is also influence your Rahu and Ketu also.
Yes.
If you are conscious, your Rahu is also conscious. Sometimes people says that after 40 years old, it's getting it's change, Rahu change. But this is not something separate from your body, but it's really connected, this energy.
Yeah, obviously, like, because once you take control of your body, then all the things which are there, all the energies, the axis, everything, Rahu Ketu represent the axis. Then you control an axis on your body, like you create an axis for your body, which is the centering axis. Then obviously your consciousness will improve. Okay, most people are not even able to create that axis right now. Okay, they're not centered enough to create that axis. for the Rahu Ketu to even act. Okay, so all of that means nothing for them. Okay, there's just confusion, illusion, all these things. So these planets or these grahas act in a negative way when they can be acting in a much more positive way, you know. So it's a little bit of work to utilize energies properly.
Utilize,
yeah.
So
No matter
I can give you an example how they're using the Aries Mars energy nowadays in sport. Yeah, for example, they don't want to rebels.
Yeah,
from men, especially men have a strong Mars energy, especially Scorpio and Aries.
Aries,
and they force you to watch football or cricket or any other sport. And the people watching, they don't understand that if they're watching football, this is also rivalization, because they think that they're playing there. So they redirect this energy. This is very powerful energy of war, of fight, of rebel. Rebellion. They redirect Illuminati or this Desperati redirect this energy for themselves. So this is like
no, this is like not for themselves. This is for people so that they can't use it. Okay, like once it was going in, people have whatever sports people are playing sports, it is getting used up in that. It's not being utilized constructively.
Yes.
Because if it is utilized constructively, this will go against them. The same energy, if people had and they were utilizing properly, it will go against them. So then they, like even if it for one day, if this was used against them, then their throne will fall. Just one day.
Just for one day,
just one day.
Somebody says that people can stop this to don't go to work for one day or for 2 days. Just everybody in the world, don't go to work.
So it just takes 1 or 2 days, like for like this whole thing, like this whole sport thing is there to take away that energy and to consume that energy so that it is not directed against them. That's the reason for it. I mean, that's why they've done these things. So they have an understanding of these things. Okay, what thing is for
this connection of all the system is really what surprised me. I thought that maybe it's gonna be changed after a few years, but this we're talking about days. So when you disconnect, I don't know, internet in whole world, or disconnect the electricity, or even sun, not sunrise, if not appear, that we are very cold days. Everything is cold, no electricity. Everything changed. Because
everything changes. Like things change faster than people can think.
Yes.
Things that people think that things are just going just like that and it'll keep on going forever like that. But they're not. Okay, this kind of thing cannot carry on. The way the world is right now, it can't carry on like this. People are to that thing. Everybody's desperate. People are very, very at the end of their tether. In English, there's a phrase, end of the tether. Okay. So they are at the end of their tether and they are feeling that, okay, now something has to change. Okay.
Yes.
Something has to, and whatever talks we are having right now, it's about that, those people only. Okay. The people will feel like, okay, now something has to be done and that thing. And it is going to happen fast. Like, like whenever this thing happens, because this cannot carry on like this, it is not sustainable. This world, and Desperati also know that. That's why I call them Desperati, because they're desperate, because they know that it can't be sustained. They're working very hard to sustain it, to create all these things, to create all of that. But whatever they create, people go away from.
But their advantage is only knowledge what they're passing through the generations. They're passing through like from father to the son. The same thing, but we are disconnected from this knowledge because we live like 80 years or 70 years, and your son, you can't pass this information from the previous generation because everything is destroyed. The books, ancient texts, everything is destroyed.
But right now it can be done in this generation itself. Right now itself, in the moment, in this moment, right now itself. So there is no problem like that. Okay, things are very fast. They're way too fast right now for the Desperati even. Okay.
So do you predict they're gonna suffer? They're gonna something change for better?
Obviously, it's happening. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. It's too fast. Like sometimes a game becomes too fast for you. Like rapid chess.
Yeah.
You know, when chess is so fast, you can't think. Like you have to move quickly. Like I'm saying, it's so fast. Like I'm saying, yeah. Like so, it's like rapid chess. Okay, you can't like really like it's like they are boggled right now. They're not. They feel like they're losing control. You know? Even though they're making desperate tries, you know, like banning this thing on YouTube or banning that thing on YouTube, but nothing like that will work. Okay.
Yeah, I think that what's happening now on YouTube now is a lot of society, even in Poland now, many channels is closed of this kind of channels like we talking about, because YouTube is deciding to close with no explanation really. Yeah, why is it closing this?
But that's a sign of desperation, isn't it?
Yeah.
If somebody has to do that, that's a sign of desperation.
Yes, that's a sign of desperation.
Yeah.
This shows that they are desperate. Yeah.
Yeah, that just shows that there's a like they know that if this thing spreads or this thing happens, they have a problem. Okay, so like people should understand that like you can put the same information in another channel in another way, another thing. I mean, you can't really stop it. They can't really stop that.
Yeah, especially now. Before the people didn't download videos from YouTube, but now they see what's happening now. All my friends saying, no, if everything appear on YouTube, like our interview, we download it first. They download it first.
Yes, you download that. I mean, even right now, but if people don't put on YouTube, then you can put on Vimeo. You can put on another thing. You can put so many things. So many people make anonymous channel names and put anything. Like they can't. It's unstoppable. Like you know, like you can't really police this or monitor this or like that. Like they're trying, which is a funny thing in itself. That shows me that they are under pressure. Okay.
Yeah. If they're doing this, that means that really something happened, wrong happened with them, because every clever person intelligent, that if you close you something, if you say we do it for purpose, everybody see that we know the enemy now. Yeah, we see the enemy. This is enemy. But this is the worst thing. What they in this illusion world, what they doing. This is just to keep illusion all the time. But if they're doing something for purpose, there is no any more illusion, and we see the enemy. So because previously everybody knew some enemy. Yeah, this is bad, this is good. But now, now it's
more in the open. And you know, when YouTube became big, then Google had to come and buy it and take it.
Yes,
so Google took it over. So everybody knew that was happening. Then who is Google? And everybody knows that. Okay, so so like,
do you have an interpretation of Google name as a etymology of words? Because I know you.
Google means like Googling your mind, like like Google means like creating confusion, like to boggle. The English word is boggle, Google. Like when you say you have become googly-eyed, that means your eyes have become confused. You don't know what is going on. Okay.
Yes.
So the point is to confuse, and Google does confuse, because people type in something in Google and they want to find some information. Then 100 things come. Okay, and all the things are saying different things. Then people get all confused and boggled, and
because the people don't think, they want to have already information. So if, for example, I see that
that's what I said. Google is not guru. Google is not a guru. Like, okay, people think Google is guru. Like, you'll just set thing and Google will tell you everything. Like, that's not
it's like Wikipedia. Somebody, anybody can, not maybe not anybody, but the people just
make up information. Wikipedia means truth. A lot of people think Wikipedia means truth. Okay, Wikipedia doesn't mean truth. It's just information which has been put by people, like any
by people. So in democracy, if like 90% or 99% people are dumb, and it's only one person clever, it means that we have to believe this, because somebody put this information.
I mean, that's why. I mean, I don't have a Wikipedia page. I'm not on Wikipedia. Okay, because that means I'm not an important person. Okay, there are a lot of people who are on Wikipedia, or like they're more important people. Okay? Yes. Okay, like
they're paying money for this to be there.
So I mean, that is just a nonsense. I mean, but things are not going to happen from Wikipedia and stuff. You know, like now a lot of people don't believe it and that thing and stuff like that.
Yes, changing. That's for sure.
I mean, like YouTube and stuff has changed that thing. Even like that thing, you know, videos and stuff. You know, like.
But this monopoly, what they always want to do is to do monopoly, to be the one, the biggest. The most clever, and then everybody wants to follow this.
Yes. I mean, I started making up films and putting them up online before YouTube was there. I used to put them in the Windows Media Player format on my website. That was before YouTube. Okay. There was no such things like that time, you know. So I started putting in YouTube, and I used to have like a old style tube television, you know, and you had to click on it, the television, and then you got to the film. Okay. So it was my tube. And then somebody got the idea from that, and they put a tube TV. That's why it became YouTube. The tube is for the old style tube TV. That's why YouTube's logo is still that. If you notice, the YouTube logo is still that. That came in 2006 after my things were there for 2-3 years already online.
Yeah, so, this technology is also forgotten. In Vedas, in Mahabharata, we can read about the technology what was used before.
Television and stuff was there in that time as well. In Mahabharata time and everything. The long distance communication, all of that was there.
No, this is amazing because we're talking about 100,000 of years.
So, I mean, the thing is, obviously, there are much more advanced civilizations before on Earth. Okay, so there is no doubt about that. I mean, everybody who has gone into the subject will knows that there have been advanced civilizations before. That is not even a matter of discussion now. Okay, like that is a clear thing. Like everybody knows it now. There are 100,000 books on it. Like so many things people have come to know. Like, okay.
There is one scientist in Poland now, Franz Zalewski, friend of mine. He's an archaeologist, and everywhere he go, he find because he know what to search. And he found proofs that there was previous civilization on Earth. Much before, and there was much more technology developed, and many people just don't like him in this society, in this scientist society, because he's telling as a one thing which is against what they teach.
Because that is an institution. That's like Catholic Church. Okay, science, the university and everything is like Catholic Church. Okay, they don't like anything which goes against whatever nonsensical belief they have given people. Okay, so
but you're saying about science in Catholic Church, but can you explain why the Jesuits get over all the astronomical places in the world? Actually, they own.
I mean, obviously they know those things, but they started science. Okay, Galileo, Copernicus, all these were church people. Okay, like the ones who made all this so-called science were the same people who were involved with the same people. Okay, so the
in 1542, everything starts global when they say.
Obviously, and it started in the church only. Like it started from the Vatican only, the whole thing. So then people have to understand this so-called science is coming from the same people who gave you religion. Okay?
Yes.
So I mean, when it's the same group, like, you know, like then you should know like what they're gonna give you. Like they're not gonna give you the truth or fact or reality or anything like that. They're just gonna give you lies. So but that is out now. I mean, the science, even the NASA and all of that fraud is over now. Like now, millions of people know NASA is fraud. Okay. Just a couple of years ago, nobody knew. Like
NASA actually is von Braun, the German, the Nazis. What American took him to the States.
Not just that. The whole founder of NASA was a Hollywood director. Okay. So. So what is a Hollywood director doing in a science? Like,
but even, you know, if I need the proof, to believe, I can ask NASA, just give me one real photo of Earth. I really don't want to believe in flat Earth. Really, this is. But I need the proof. But they don't have this kind of picture actually.
They don't have anything. But NASA is fraud. I mean, NASA is everything. They don't have any proof of the moon landing either. They don't have any proof of anything. Okay, they don't have, because nothing of this ever happened. Okay.
So this is what many people are fighting each other to believe in flat Earth or not believe. But I told you before, I am as a person. I'm not
forcing. Belief. When you see something from your eyes, it is flat as long as you see it as flat. Okay. If somebody can actually prove it is round, then you can prove. You have to prove it. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And if I want to, they're showing many pictures. One, America is twice bigger than before. 2 years before. 10 years before was Ireland, Greenland was like double of United States.
Yes.
It's really silly.
No, it is just obviously it's like the artist who's making those pictures is doing whatever. Okay, like it's not.
You got sick,
because it's not a photo. It's not a photo. Like it's just a. composite. So it's not, you can do whatever you want with it.
So this is exactly what I'm saying. Why is not a photo? Why is not the photo? Do we have a brilliant telescopes? We have a photography 22nd century now, and there is not the photo.
because Earth is not a ball, and they are a fraud thing. They're like NASA is a fraud organization. Okay, now millions of people know that. Okay, right now. Okay, and you can imagine in a year or two how many, like almost billion people will know NASA is fraud. Okay, like that is going to be the reality. Okay, so they'll have to come out in the open and say we lied. They'll have to actually say that. Okay, the time is coming soon when they'll have to be, because the lies are, like it's a house of cards. Okay,
but
like
in your opinion, there is a space or not? In your opinion, Prash, regarding the flat Earth, there is some space with other planets and or not?
No. They're planes. They're planes of existence. Okay, so that's why it's called a planet. It's a plane of existence. Okay, it's called Bhumandal in Vedic cosmology. When people go into Vedic cosmology, they'll come to know the truth. All the truth is there in Vedic cosmology. How the Brahmand, which is called our universe, is structured. What is its structure? How it is. All of that is there. And so the whole there is no mystery about any of it. Okay, I mean, the only mystery is being created by these people. Light years and all of this nonsense, like these distances and all of this fake fraud nonsense they have been doing, but it is being revealed now. Any person who has common sense now knows that everything, like moon landing was done in a studio. Everybody knows that. Okay, a lot of people know that. Okay, millions of people know that moon landing was a hoax. Okay, so I mean that awareness is going to increase. Like there were few people before who knew moon landing was a hoax. Few people. Now millions. Okay. So like millions can become billion. Okay, and when it becomes billion, then there's a problem, isn't it? Further.
But there is the Tolkien who wrote The Lord of the Rings and other films. There is a story that he belongs to some organization in Oxford, and he had some access to some very ancient books, 7,000 years old maps. Have you heard something about this? The maps, what he shows in the video, what he actually shows, that is it symbolic or is it something what he knew before?
Middle Earth means, Middle Earth is from Vedic. When you say Middle Earth, in a lot of things, the Vedic concept is Middle Earth. Middle Earth means Bhumandal. It's called Bhuva Swaha. Okay, so Bhu is there, and then Bhuva is there, and Swaha is there. They're the two realms above, and there are two realms below, like Patal and that thing. So Earth is right in the middle. So that's why where he calls it Middle Earth. So the whole battle in Lord of the Rings is battle for the Middle Earth. Okay, like the battle which is happening right now, like like higher forces, lower forces, middle forces, all fighting here. Okay, for control of the Middle Earth. So it was a epic designed to show the present situation in a sort of a story.
But I don't know if it was designed by who and why they shows not only in the Lord of the Rings but in many films.
Because whatever knowledge comes to them, they have to show and reveal. Okay, but without showing it as knowledge. Okay, without showing it as actual anything real. Okay, so like anything which comes to them, they have to show. Okay.
So they want to pass with this information or not?
No, they don't want to pass it, but they just want to create that thing to higher forces.
Okay, that they show.
When judgment happens on them, then they'll say, "Look, we showed. Look, we told."
Okay.
Look, like it's called saving your back.
So is it the same like we spoke before that Illuminati Desperati, they shows very often there's some symbolic in the places where they do some catastrophe or accident, they kill somebody. There is very often on videos that they shows that or they planning was in the video they on the films they shows what they planning actually.
They're planning. They show beforehand.
So it's not that they planning. They want to show that okay. We can tell you that we're gonna do this, so they are clear, after that.
So So like because they have to clear themselves from higher forces. Okay, so they have fear as well. Okay, they are afraid. Okay.
Oh, okay. So this is quite mysterious still, but step by step, day by day, we will discover this knowledge, which is Vedas.
I mean, more is happening every day. You know, I told you, like, so much is being uncovered. All their like, people are coming to know science is a fraud. People are coming to know religion is a fraud. People are coming to know NASA is a fraud. People are coming to know so many things very fast. Okay, so after that, what the real knowledge is, which is the Vedic thing, will sort of come into the play as well. Because when people will come to know that this is all unreal, then what is true? What is the truth? What is the fact? What are we supposed to do? What action we have to finally? Because as human beings, we do actions.
Yeah.
So what action do we have to do, like Jim said?
But for some people, this kind of information is a really big shock. Even they don't want to listen, because this is like a big shock for the body, for the mind, for everything. Yeah. Because when you born and learn all this information, it is really disaster to find out that that everything what they teach you is wrong.
Yeah. Because one has to leave the ego behind. Okay, it's a big problem only for the ego. Okay, it's not a problem for the body. Body doesn't care about all these lies. Okay.
Yes.
And mind also, like, it's not like, it's the ego which is the problem. Okay, people have an ego of knowing something. Okay, and that's what they fill people up with in school and stuff. Like, okay, now you know sun is having nuclear fusion. Now you know like this. Now you know that Earth has magma and core and all of that. Which there's no proof. There's no proof for anything. But they just taught. They
only believe. This is the time of beliefs. Yeah, so it's really connected to religion, because beliefs is beliefs. Yeah, so you have to believe in science and you have to believe in religion.
Yeah, I mean, you have not gone past 12 kilometers on Earth, so how can you tell like what is there at 100 kilometers or 150 kilometers below Earth's surface? You can't say that until you've gone there. You can't say it, like Jim saying. Like, and if they're gone there, if anybody's going there, then can take people down there and make people see what is down there. Okay, but nobody's taking them. So it's all a matter of belief. It's not a matter of fact and actual knowing or going and any of that. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, all of this is going to finish. Like, right now is a time for common sense, time for reality, time for that thing. All of this nonsense has to finish, and it is ending. You know, I mean, like, say millions of people are having problems digesting this information, but millions of people are waking up to it. So
step by step, because I remember 10 years ago I mentioned to some woman about the chemicals, and she couldn't accept this, that somebody would throw some chemicals from the plane. To what? What is the reason nobody is talking on TV about this? So it means it's not true.
But I mean, but the same thing happens in. But the same thing happens.
Sorry.
The same thing happens in vaccination. So that woman should know, like, that vaccination happens directly to your body. I mean, and they are given to children, and everybody knows that. Okay, like, it's not a
So I can't understand still about what the doctor's saying about this vaccination, because the viruses, they mute every day. They mute every day. So we should be vaccinated every day to get some effects. Of course, after this so much vaccination, we would be died. We would be dead. But in the past, it wasn't any vaccination, because the human body is typical
immune system response.
Immune system, immune system. It's for plants, for nature. It's connected with this, and
it's in everything. I mean, it's in, so like, we don't need to trigger it. They're saying we are triggering it by giving it vaccination, but why do you need to trigger it? It is there.
But immune system, that is not in the veins, not in the blood, but in the stomach, in the there's an immune system. But they put vaccination directly without
into the blood.
Into the blood, So
into the bloodstream.
But they can get over this problem.
So I mean, all of that, like, I mean, so the fact that people will forget about vaccination, even like people giving bad food, bad diet to people, like all of that is happening right in front of people, like diet which is bad for them and which makes them unhealthy, which makes them, I mean, so people can be made to understand this on so many levels, on a daily level, like, which like is nothing to do with something sprayed in the sky, like. So there are forces which don't want you to have a healthy life. I mean, or like, they don't want you to. I mean, I think that's a very clear thing. There's no doubt about that. I mean, nobody can refute.
They probably want to reduce us from Earth.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
want
and
to create
like
population.
because if you are healthy, then you can think, you can actually put two and two together.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it's all connected. Actually, it's all connected.
Yeah.
You are
So
half body, you are half spirit. Yeah.
So the body, mind, spirit is a triangle. They know that. Okay, so they know that that's what this triangle means. Like actually, the sign. Yeah. So like I mean, they know that, and they obviously are hitting at mind and body, like because spirit they can't hit at directly.
And also frequency, frequency on YouTube, what they changed for 440 Hz. Previously it was 432. Yeah. And what is the reason? Just real explanation why they changed for 440 to the people. Yeah, that was actually stupid to change something what really works and is connected to chakra. Yeah, frequency.
Yeah, but to create dissonance.
Dissonance.
Yeah, dissonance. It's a simple thing to create dissonance. They want to create dissonance in everything. Okay, and like that. That's where like you get separated from the real frequencies, the natural frequency, nature's frequency, the nature and everything.
I think there was a foundation, or Rothschild or Rockefeller, I don't remember now. In the past, they forced by the foundation, or they always set some foundation to change something, to force something in the world. So they changed the tuning in the music.
Yes. I mean, they changed it to 432, like from 432 to 440.
440,
So but it's a deliberate change. It's a deliberate change. Okay, it's not. It's like thought out. Okay, we have to deliberately create dissonance. It's not much of a change. It's a slight bit to create dissonance. Okay, and that much is enough to dissociate people from nature and everything.
Because it seems that there's no big difference between 440 and 432 Hz frequency, but there is a lot.
There's a lot, like like a lot of people's ears are not tuned to tell the difference. Okay, but a lot of people cannot tell the difference from their ears, but your internal being can tell. Your biology can tell.
I had a very funny situation. A friend of mine, he is expert of these tunes. All music he can always check up to even 1 point. And I checked his date of birth. He was Shravana.
Okay. Yes.
Shravana with ear.
Ear listening. Yes. So I mean, what happens is like in hearing and stuff. Like a lot of people, normal people cannot tell 430 to 440, but their body can tell. So if they listen to their music, that 432 music, then body will respond better. Okay. So even if their mind and ears cannot tell, then there is still the difference which can be told by the body, and they knew that, and they'll cause dissociation, and that's what they wanted to create, mental dissociative disorder. So they wanted to create that in people. Like,
I see personally, because I've got this microscope, like same microscope as Masaru Emoto had, and I'm doing picture of water crystal, and the influence of music, frequency, words is changing all the time.
Yes. Obviously, water responds to that. Now the films and stuff like cymatics is showing whatever, the patterns, all the mandala patterns and everything from different frequencies which get formed in water crystals and in water, and you can see that. I mean, so all those things are all coming together. All this thing, knowledge, everything. I mean, it is unstoppable now. Nothing can stop that movement now. Like, okay, like it is out of their hands now. Because people can do that at home now. Like it's not even, like it's not like everybody has enough tools.
They can even print. They can 3D print, can build the equipment and everything.
Everything. So like, there's nothing which can be stopped now. It's beyond their that thing. I mean, they can take some desperate steps, take some films off or videos off and that thing. But how many can they do? Like, can they take the cymatics out? They can take this out. How much will they do?
I think it's against them, because if they stop the video interviews on YouTube, especially with a subject which is very unusual, or there is no aggression in this interviews, but they just closing up. This is like very very hard to understand what is the reason, because they only have a regulation, and you broke this regulation, and that's it.
But there's everybody knows it's about no regulation. It's just about the fact that it threatens them. Everything threatens them.
If they just look for the words, they will, religion is very bad. If you tell something about other religion, you are your enemy, and they close the video.
But even flat earth, now they can't stop flat earth, and they can't close it because there are millions of videos. I mean, how many will they close? Like, in flat earth? Like how many? Like, like they'll have to bring half of YouTube down, like to close that. Okay, then people can put it somewhere else. Like people can put it on their own sites. People can do whatever. People can stream them. Like, yeah. I mean, might as well close the whole internet. Like then there's no other option. Like, and then if they close the internet, then people will start making their own connective things with each other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There is no
space.
Yeah.
So there is nothing which they can do in that way. Like, so, I mean, the whole thing is, but people have to do the right thing now. People have to take control. That's the main thing. My message is basically people have to take control of their own self.
Yeah.
Forget about them. Forget about what they're doing. You concentrate on what you have to do and what you are doing. Okay.
And you have to do, because Saturn, if the Saturn is here now in the Aquarius era, it has to be action. It has to be some action.
It has to be action. Your own action for yourself. Taking control of yourself. That is the biggest rebellion to them. If you take control of your own body and your own actions, then you are like creating a biggest problem for them.
Yes. Okay. Because then you break some line that you can't break you, because you have a knowledge, you have a understanding, you have a proper body treatments and everything.
Yeah.
So they can't really take you back.
Yeah, they can't. You can't. You are past that time. You're beyond them. You reach beyond them. Your discipline is beyond their discipline. Okay, so then there's nothing they can do about it. Like,
Prash, I would like to thank you once again. I think it's gonna be good material, and I hope we will meet again and we record a new interview. So I wish you all the best, and I hope you give me a lot of hopes for the future. And for the
just put the message out. That's all. The thing is to put the message.
Yes, definitely. No pressure. No pressure. Everything's
that's
flow.
all. Yes.
Thank you very much again.
Okay.
Thank you, Prash.